Let's get you WIDM all ready. Hi, welcome back to a new video. In this video we will make sure that you are ready for the new season of WIDM. And hi, my name is Julia, and here on this channel I'll talk about WIDM and other The Mole shows. So if you're a fan of that, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Yeah, as promised, today we will talk about this thing here, the official Molbook, or as it is called, Molboekje of the new season. In the last video I promised you that we will have a look inside of it, so we will do that, but not only that, we will also have a look at the official WIDM app, which is available now again. And last but not least, at the end of the video I will give you some exciting news about the Belgian WIDM. So a lot to do, let's start right away. Alright, let's start with this one here. This is the Molbook here of the new season, and just for comparison reasons, here is the one of last season. As you can see, about the same size, about the same amount of pages, so that didn't change. And I have to admit, I already had a look inside of the new one, and it's also basically the same structure in the book, so the same, let's say, chapters. Okay, let's have a look inside. The book starts with a page where you can write down your name, and on the next 2 pages we already get a glimpse of Mexico, and then we head right into the game with our tarot cards again, and of course the more or less leading theme, do you want to know the future? Then we have a little introduction written by Rick, and here we have the history of WIDM, and this is basically more about WIDM, and it tells us all about shows which are, so to say, part of the WIDM universe, like the Mole Talk, the Monstraken, and the more or less relatively new show Need the Mole, which is now the 3rd season of Need the Mole, I think. Then we head on to the rules of the game, of the whole WIDM game, and continue with some information about WIDM in other countries. And then, just as last year as well, we have interviews with the finalists of the last season. So in this case with Ranomi, Daniel, and of course our mole Jure. And then, so much about last season, we head into the new season with a group's photo of the candidates, Rick and the mole, of course. And then we have the same structure as last year. We have passports for all the candidates, giving us information about them and having the opportunity to fill in some things we recognize about them during the show. I will try to zoom in on this here so that you can have a look at it. So here you can see it's basically like a little CV, the birth date, the birthplace, where they live now, their star sign, and even their Instagram ID. And then also a little information about where you can probably know them from. I think that's mainly interesting for the Dutch people. So from which shows they can know the candidates. And then here is again this signature option, which did confuse me a bit last year, and it still does, but the explanation I personally have for this one is that you probably can try to get some signatures at the final or at a fan event and just like let them sign there and yeah, get a little autograph. Yeah, and it goes on like that with all of the candidates. And also you always have, after this page, you also have 10 questions each candidate answered. It's always the same 10 questions, and I would say that just as last year, I will write down the questions in the description box below, so under this video. And if you want to know what one of the candidates answered to a specific question, then just write a comment and then I will tell you what they answered. And then it goes on like that with all 10 candidates. And we just quickly jump to the end of that with a nice mysterious photo. After that, we have a page for each episode, or better said, 2 double pages where you can write down what you've recognized during that episode. You can write down the title of that episode. I will zoom in on that as well. The title, what the tasks were, who do you think is suspicious and who not, hints you found, and who's the one who has to go home in that episode. And then of course there's space for some more notes, because let's be honest, that's 1 line, 2 lines for hints, that's definitely not enough. Yeah. For example, I used mine last year. I can show you that real quickly. So you can see I read down here some information about what the title of the episode was, the assignments, who had to leave the game, and then I also always wrote down how much money there was in the pot, and then some more or less basic things I recognized, and then I had a look at all the episodes one after another. Don't get confused, it's a very weird mixture of languages. And yeah, here some more notes are recognized. So yeah, that's how you can use it. Of course you don't have to do that if you think that's not enough space, but it's an option. And as you can see here, for each episode they use a different photo in the background. I hope you can see that. Yes, I think so. Here, this is episode number 3, for example, and it's usually a photo that has to do with the episode, so you usually get a little glimpse already, thanks to that, what will happen in the episode. At least it worked last year. So I remember there was one double page with a huge rubber duck, for example. And if you know, if you've watched last season, then you know what I'm talking about. Yes, that's for all the episodes. And then we have the WIDM world map. That's basically an overview of where they have already been in which season. And we can see here that they have already been to Mexico. So here we have it. As you can see, they've been here in season 8 already, and now again in season 24. So yeah, that's the world map overview. Nice gimmick, nice to have, I would say. Was part of the Molboekje last year as well. Just as this year, that's an information about all the seasons. You can see the flags again and some more information about who was the mole and all of that. Then another nice picture and some information about Mexico. And it goes on and on. And then we have some more information written by Rick. He basically tells us a bit about what happened during the filming, what were his experiences there in Mexico. That's nice to read because you get like a glimpse of behind the scenes, so to say. So last year, I remember reading it last and it was nice to have background information basically. Here, that's pretty interesting that they did that, because last year we were in South Africa, or better said, it is still this year, but last season we were in South Africa and they had been to South Africa before, and just like in this season they have been to Mexico before, and now they added something to the Molbook, and that's then the interview with the old Mexican mole, so to say. So Dennis Wening was the mole of the first Mexican season, of the first Mexico season of Wie ist der Mol, not to confuse you. And yeah, he's telling a bit about his story and his experience. That's quite nice. And here's some more space for some more notes you want to take, with some little notes written by Rick again. Also quite interesting to read. And then at the end of the book, just as last year, we have like the table where you can write down who suspects who, and the follow the money table, which you can also fill in if you would like to do that. And the last photo of this book is a Wie ist der Mol laptop, and that's it. That's the Molboekje of the new season, of season 24. Done with the book, so let's quickly jump to the official Wie ist der Mol app and have a quick look at that one. Alright, as promised, also a quick look in the official Wie ist der Mol app, because it's always fun to play with that app during the season, and it's also a fun way for us to connect as a community. And yeah, it's basically the same, so I will give you a quick overview, and I have a longer video on the app from 2 years ago. I will link that one, so if you want an explanation, a closer explanation, more detailed one about how all of this works, then check out that video, because it's basically the same, it just looks a bit different now. So this is the home of the app, the basically starting page you have. You have to make an account, but that's not that difficult. You just you can use an email or you can log in with Google, and you just need to fill in an email, a password. You can use a profile photo. That's not necessary. You need a name, a username. And then you can, they also ask you if you want to say how old you are and which gender you are. You don't have to fill that in. You can do that if you want to. They want to know that for their statistics, but you don't have to do that. And yeah, here we can see we all start with 100 points. And I think what's nice to have is that we here have like a countdown about how much time there's left until the new season starts. And as you can see, as I'm filming it, we have only 15 days left until the new season finally starts. So basically it's a game, you have those 100 points and you put points on the people you think are the mole or could be the mole. And we have here one more time the explanation about how the game and the app works. Then here is an overview of the pools you're part of. I'm not part of any pool yet, that's why you can't see anything there, but I will make one pool for us as a community, which you can join then. I always link that one in the description box below, and if you're watching this video here later during the season, the pool will always be linked under each video of the season, so you can still join in later. Here we have the candidates, and that's interesting here because here we get to see how suspicious they are. So people basically put their points in on the candidates, and then you can see a percentage here on how many people put their points in on that person. The higher the amount of percentages, the more suspicious is that person. And of course that does not have to mean anything, but it's interesting to see what the whole fan community thinks and who do they suspect. And then you also have like latest news here. Sometimes it's about the show itself, sometimes it's about one of those shows around with the mole, like the Mole Talk or Meet the Mole and all of that. You also have like a overview here, so you can skip to the game here. That's one more time the explanation, how you have to play the game. The layout changed a bit compared to the last season, but the idea of how you play the game is still the same. So you choose the candidate here, and then you can put your points in on that person here by moving that one here, or you can put points in, the same amount of points on several people by using that button. So that's the game. Then we also get a official test question, so a question from the official test each Monday. That's also interesting just to see what had the candidates for questions in their tests, and it can of course give you more or less a hint to the mole. Overview of pools again. In the timeline you usually see which points you put on which person, so that one is just interesting in, well, one of the last episodes, later episodes. And yeah, information about the Mole Talk, so if you're in the Netherlands and you're watching it live, then you can usually send in like a hint you saw anything, and if you're lucky then they're talking about that in the Mole Talk. And yeah, that's basically it. That's the Wie the Mole app. Now you know all about the Molboekje and the official Wie the Mole app, and of course I keep my promises. I will share some exciting news about the Belgian the Mole now, because there's been a trailer released about the new season of the Belgian the Mole. So if you go to the Instagram account, for example, of the Belgian the Mole, then you can watch that trailer. I highly recommend it. It's super cool. You will also recognize someone, just as a little hint. I will not tell you who it is because then, well, all the excitement is gone probably. But definitely check that one out. You will also get to know in which country the season takes place. And yeah, let's say it is in that country's official language. And the subtitles are in Dutch. But even if you do not speak any of those two languages, I would still recommend to watch it because it's still super fun, I'm sure. So I will link the video down below so that you can watch it, and yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about the Molboekje, the app, and of course the trailer of the Belgian the Mole, because it's really super fun, and one more reason to look forward to that season as well. And yeah, not that much time left until the Wie the Mole season starts. I wish all of you who are celebrating Christmas a wonderful Christmas. If you do not celebrate Christmas, then I hope you're still having some wonderful days. I hope all of you have a good start into the new year, and then on the 6th of January the Wie the Mole season starts. So we will see each other on Sunday the 7th again. I hope you will join me again in this, well, search for the mole, and I hope to get, well, all your ideas and thoughts and hints in the comments below and on Instagram as well. Until then, have a good time. Bye!